Alright, so this is my Predaplant deck profile. I just made King of Games with it, and let me fix up that deck name. So it's Predaplant, and I'm using the skill Attack Charge, which basically gives you 100 attack points times the turn count. It's a pretty useful skill late game especially. And yeah, so basically I run a Stego Cyber. Let me actually tell you how it basically works. Your engines of the deck are Predaplant, Chlamydia, and ALEISTER, the Invoker. Everyone knows how ALEISTER works. You summon him, you add the spell, and you fusion summon. And then you just recycle this by using its own effect. And then Predaplant Chlamydia basically fusion summons without a spell card. So if he's on the field, you can fusion summon as if he was a polymerization. So for example, if you have him face up on your field as well as a Sphere Kribo in your hand, you're able to use his effect to kind of like send him and Sphere Kribo to the graveyard to fusion summon. So yeah, so the whole deck, every single monster in here is a dark monster. You have your 3 ALEISTERs and your 3 Chlamydias. 3 Sphere Kribos, great card in the hand, not only to use defensively, but also to use to fusion summon. Likewise, ALEISTER, because he can fusion summon as well, you do use ALEISTER's 1000 plus effect often, and it wins a lot of games. I play a couple of Kiku, the Ghost Destroyers, as well. They basically, this deck's like anti-Shiranai. You have your ALEISTERs to banish fire monsters for its fusion monster, as well as Kiku's, so they can't synchro summon out of their graveyard. I play 1 Treacherous Trap Hole because I didn't want to play too many traps in here. Obviously, I have to play Invocation if I'm playing ALEISTER. I play 3 Forbidden Lance. Honestly, I mean, I can't play Cosmic Cyclone because I'm playing 3 ALEISTERs, and Forbidden Lance is just phenomenal. I love when they just, activate Karma Cut, try to banish my fusion, and then I just chain this, and now they're down 2 cards, and I still have my monster. And you can use it offensively and defensively. It's won me a lot of games, actually, from its 800, its minus 800 attack effect. I play 1 Witch of the Black Forest and 1 Sangan. They're nice when you don't have what you want, like when you need an ALEISTER or you need a Chlamydia. You just set one of these and you can pull it out of your deck, so that's what's nice about that. And if you already have them, just fusion summon with ALEISTER or Chlamydia by using one of these 2 searchers as a target. And I do play 1 Stego Cyber. I just try to be a little... I try to cherry pick some dark monsters just so I wasn't using the same thing every single time. I didn't want to play 3 of the same monster. I wanted to be able to have different effects. So I think that's... Well, there's one other thing in the main deck is the Mana Dragon. Basically, if one of your spells or traps gets Cosmic Cycloned or destroyed, you can bring it back onto your field, and then you can special summon him out of the hand or graveyard. So, if you fusion summon with him, he's still alive in your graveyard, so he's a great card, and he's a dark. So that's the main deck. The extra deck, the main attacker of this deck is, in my opinion, currently the best effect of anything in Duel Links, and for the longest time I thought it was Fortune Lady Every, and I think this topped it. Predaplant Chimera Felicia. I hate its name, but... yeah, this thing it's nuts. Just basically a Predaplant plus a dark. So you use your Chlamydia plus any monster in this deck. And you can banish anything that's a level 7 or lower absolutely for free. It can still attack, so it's a little bit better than Chaos Sorcerer, except it can't banish a higher level. And if you do attack with it, it gains 1,000 attack, and the opponent loses 1,000 attack. So it could take down a Blue Eyes Ultimate if you really wanted to with this card. And the third effect, I don't use it in this exact deck, but if it's sent to the graveyard, then you're able to add a fusion spell card from your deck next turn, but I don't play anything like Neos Fusion or anything like that in this variant of this deck. So I play 2 of those. If I had space for a third, I definitely would, but to be honest, if you still need to run a third one, you're probably going to lose that duel anyways. 2 really should be enough. You have enough to protect it with your Forbidden Lance, and then it's not going to get destroyed by battle, and even if it would, you have your Sphere Kribo and you have ALEISTER, but it's not going to get destroyed by battle. The only way it really gets destroyed is if they destroy it with, say, that Shire Nice, Sun Saga, or Desperado Barrel Dragon. Those are the two main offenders to this deck. Monster effects kind of hurt a little bit, so. But there's still ways around those. 2 Pregatrios, basically just anti-Shire Nye. That's really all it is. I hate when they have their tuner in the graveyard, so I just use this. And for some reason, people are still playing Shire Nye. Like, it's 2020. Like, hop off Shire Nye already. So I played 2 of these to get rid of the tuner out of their graveyard. You can't bring out anything out of this extra deck besides Kaliga and the 2 Chimeras off of just, off stock in this deck. So if you're versing a dark deck against a dark deck, you're only going to get these 3 out. But anyways, yeah, so we play 2 of those. And then I play 1 Invoked Earth just in case if they have something like a Super Heavy Samurai or something like that. I do like to have the option there. And then 1 Cocytus. I barely go into him because you don't see water too often, but it's better to have him than not have him. 1 Kaliga. So everyone thought that Kaliga was trash, but I want to say 90% of the duels that I have ALEISTER in my hand, I always go into this card if I'm turn 1, because you just summon ALEISTER, use your invocation, and then you just send whatever to the graveyard, maybe a Mana Dragon or a Stegocyber, whatever you have, and then now your opponent gets 1 card effect, well, 1 monster effect on their turn. So things like Super Heavy Samurais or Shire Eyes, they're pretty much screwed. There's really not much they can do, and it buys you another turn. Obviously, you have the ALEISTER in your hand after you fusion summon if you do it correctly, and then you can he's a 2800 defense monster. And then when you're done with him, just fusion summon him with Chlamydia, go into a Chimera Felicia, and go for game. That's pretty much how I played this deck. It's a great deck. So that's every single card in this deck. Attack Charge is pretty much used with the Chimera to, use that with ALEISTER, Attack Charge, or even Forbidden Lance to just basically just stomp over your opponent's monster and do a direct 4,000 damage just by battling an opponent's monster. So yeah, that's the deck. Try it out if you like it. It's a lot of fun. Once again, mid-king games without using a meta deck. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts.